daily tip. Of course, I'm Astronaut Mike Dexter, and will be until my appearance on 30 Rock. Thank you, thank you very much. No, thank you. Oh, you guys, I love you guys. You're fantastic. I am not losing it up early this morning. I'm not. But this is something I wanted to share with you guys. I know it seems like I am because it is, you know, a half-finished bottle, and I do have a cup here. You don't know what's in it. You're trusting it's coffee. Believe me, it is. But maybe it's not. No, it is. Maybe it's... No, it is. I have so much to share with you guys today. The reason that I have this here is because I enjoy the wine, the red wine. I have white very rarely, but it's not my go-to wine. I like a really rich, full-bodied wine, and I usually like it with a meal later in the evening, and so red is the way to go. And I'm not a wine connoisseur. I'm not. I know next to nothing about wines other than what I like. And if it tastes good to me, it tastes good, and that's it. But I'm always up to trying new wines. And I was at the Whole Foods the other day, and they had this bottle out, and I thought the label was really kind of cool, and it caught my eye. It felt really graphic and simple and clean. And then I found out that it was named American Wine Awards Winemaker of the Year by Food and Wine Magazine for 2009. And it's produced right here in the U.S., up in Walla Walla, Washington. The place is called Charles Smith Wines. You can go to charlessmithwines.com, and the guy's a rock star. I mean, he looks like a rock star, and as a matter of fact, he used to manage rock bands in Europe for like 9 years. He's originally from Northern California, but now he's up in Washington State, and yeah, and he's producing some really amazing wines, and for like around $20 or less a bottle, it's good stuff. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. So that is a little side tip of the day. Again, no affiliation whatsoever. I just like to find things that are cool and interesting and that I like, and I'm just going to share them with you guys. Take it as you will, or don't take it at all. Okay, tip of the day. I'm still in Tennessee. Getting back though. I'm getting back. I flew into Nashville. If you're interested, flew into Nashville, rented a car, and drove many hours to Sevierville, Tennessee, which is lovely. And I can say that it's lovely because I've driven through Tennessee before. I've been to Knoxville many times. I've been to the Smoky Mountains. I've been to Dollywood. There is nothing sadder than going to an amusement park by yourself. And I was at Dollywood, which I loved by the way. Loved all the cheesy goodness and the goodness. And loved the food. But can I tell you how sad and embarrassing it was to be at Dollywood by myself, eating an ice cream cone that was probably the size of my head. And I'm sitting there on a bench, eating this ice cream, and like looking at people, happy families, happy couples, kids running around. I'm thinking, there's something very sad about this. And people are looking at me like, oh, you get that look like if you're eating alone in a restaurant on a Friday night when it's couples night, and people do the head cock to the side and go, oh, poor guy. And usually I love discovering places and going to places by myself, but this was a little sad because there was so much I wanted to share with somebody, with friends, and be like, oh, check this out, or look at this. But I could not. Okay, so yeah, that means it's the daily tip time. That's where the budget goes, people. It all goes to sound effects. That's where it goes. You know, you gotta have your priorities, and apparently our priorities are sound effects. Today, February 25th, the tip is succulents are simple, long-lasting, and they make a great table centerpiece. So true. And I think that succulents get overlooked because it's not your go-to thing for plants or flowers because they're not as showy sometimes as flowers are, or certain plants. But let me tell you, I think that succulents are stunningly gorgeous, and they're sculptural, and they're beautiful, and a lot of them will also flower. How about that? And they're just so simple to take care of. You put them on a centerpiece at a table if you're having people over for dinner, or you do a couple of little ones on the table. They're inexpensive, they're easy to find at your local gardening supply and gardening store or greenhouse or even hardware store, big box hardware store. And when you're done using them as a centerpiece, you can put them outside. Unless, of course, you live in very, very, very cold weather. They do like the sun. But they're great. It's fantastic. We actually have a question from Jen in Texas, or Jennifer, I'm sorry, Jennifer in Texas. All of a sudden, I became so familiar with you. Jen, how you doing? What are we having for dinner? Hey, Jennifer in Texas, how are you? I don't know where in Texas. She just says Texas. She asks, I've seen you do murals on a couple of your shows, and I love them. I cannot paint or draw, but I want a mural. How do I do that? Hire a mural artist? And if you can't hire a mural artist, what you can do, this is something that you can do that's really simple, is find a pattern or a design that's really graphic and really simple to copy that you like. This happens to be a box of note cards, and this is the design of the note cards. I would show you a note card, but they're all gone. All I have left are envelopes. Don't ask. So here is the design that was on the note cards. It's really simple, it's really graphic, it's easy for you to reproduce even if you can't draw, because you can use this as inspiration to really create a very simple graphic for yourself. And you can do one of two things. You can go ahead and draw it lightly first on your wall, and step back and see how it looks and see where you're going, see if you like it, then you can paint it in. And this doesn't require any kind of fancy painting, because it's not about blending, it's not about creating light and dark. It's really very graphic. It's black and white. And you can use any colors. You can use whatever colors you want, and you can keep it really simple, solid colors that anybody can paint. Almost like paint by numbers. I just scratched my nose because I have an itch. I wasn't picking at people. Because I know I'll get the letters. I'll be like, were you picking your nose on the show? No. And here's another thing that you can do. If you do not want to take the leap of faith that you can do this. I know you can do this, Jennifer. But now we're friends. I can call you Jen. I think what you should do then is actually draw it out and paint it out on butcher paper, like big sheets of butcher paper. And you can get that at any art supply store or craft store, and it's really inexpensive. So if you make a mistake, you can just cut it up, throw it away, and start over fresh. And then if you take really large frames and cut out enough to fill each frame, you can create almost like a triptych, like a panel. So 3 very large frames with sections of the butcher paper that you have done in a graphic print is almost like having a mural on your wall. But that's pretty much a simple answer. Find a simple graphic that you love and play with it on the wall. Even if you're not an artist, you'd be amazed at what you can do, really. And do not fear that it has to be exact. It does not have to be exact. Your interpretation of it could be actually much more interesting. So take that to heart. I hope you do it. And I hope that if you do it, you send in pictures to angelohome.com, Ask Angelo, which reminds me, we are getting a ton of Awesomeness Monday stuff. So keep it coming, because I'm going to try to cover as much of it on Monday as possible. And you never know, on Monday, there's going to be a whole new theme, song, sound for awesomeness. I'm sure there will be, because like I said, that's where the budget is, in sound effects. Clearly not in wardrobe, because as you can see, this is it. It's in sound effects and wine. All right. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.